to get the momentum back.
Bradley touches the kick.
An effective 1-2.
Nice hard left hand by Pacquiao.
That hurt Bradley.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Down goes Bradley for the second Pacquiao knockdown.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come in. Let's get ready to rumble.
And gentlemen, from the biggest stage in professional boxing, the MGM Grand Arena, this is the main event of the evening. 12 rounds for the vacant WBO International welterweight and the legacy of two great fighters. President Francisco Paco Valcarce, Supervisor Leon Panoncillo Jr. The score is 1 victory apiece. Tonight, we complete the trilogy. Once and for all, we find out quién es el más macho. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing white with purple and gold. When he stepped on the scale, he weighed in at an official 146.5 pounds. This perennial Fight of the Year candidate enters the ring with a stellar professional record of 33 victories against 1 lone defeat, 1 bout even, 13 KOs, and 1 no contest. Forged in the heat of the dirty desert, Palm Springs, California, the 5-time world champion, the Desert Storm, Timothy Bradley. Across the ring in the red corner, he enters wearing Pinoy red, white, blue, and gold. On the scale, he weighed in at an official 145.5 pounds. He rose from extreme poverty to become a global icon. And he set a record 10 world titles in 8 different divisions. If this happens to be his final bout as a professional, he leaves us with a record of 57 victories, with only 6 losses, 2 bouts even, 38 of those victories coming by way of KO. The humble warrior from Sarangani Province, the Philippines, Manny pacquiao.
Go, Timmy. Okay, gentlemen, go proceed your instructions in your dressing room. Okay, look, right here is okay, anything but that's low. Right here is okay, anything but that's low. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourselves at all times. Let's go.
Manny Pacquiao, throughout their careers, including 24 rounds against each other, has been the better fighter. But is he still the better fighter? 11 months off, shoulder surgery, an arduous 5-month recovery, political life outside of boxing that he's looking forward to. Tim Bradley, by all accounts, is as prepared and focused as he can possibly be. Who has more left?
So is it round 1 of fight number 3, or is it round 25 between Pacquiao and Bradley? The action of the next 3 minutes should begin to give us a glimpse into where they are tonight.
You see Bradley come out right away, circling to Pacquiao's left, using the jab, not trying to hit Pacquiao's face right away, but hitting the hands. Very smart tactic to start out with.
Why?
Well, because if you go at his head, you allow him to be able to counter and hit you in the face. So you never go out there and reach at his head right away, because you'll get caught by a vicious counterpunch.
Bradley feels in his preparation for this fight, he has a tool in the toolbox for any occasion. Anything Pacquiao does, he's prepared for. His muscle memory is ready.
Remember, it was the right shoulder where the rotator cuff was torn. He says that the injury was exacerbated during the 4th round against Floyd Mayweather. He had the surgery very shortly after that fight, took most of the summer off, then played basketball all through the fall, began swimming in the ocean. Freddie Roach said that Manny Pacquiao swam in the ocean every day during training camp in the Philippines, something he has never done before.
Much more relaxed Tim Bradley so far, it seems, in this first round.
Yeah, that's because he has a game plan on, Max. Before, he just came out to box and win. Now he's out with a strategy. And to stick to that strategy, he has to be very disciplined and very calm, or else he'll give away his game plan.
So you're saying it's the relaxation of a man who is set and very clear on what he wants to do in the fight, as opposed to scratching and sniffing and trying to figure out what to do.
That's exactly what it is. And the same with Manny. Manny is always calm because he knows what he's coming to do. He's a professional. He doesn't have a lot of things that he has to worry about because he knows what his plan is. Right away, we see Tim Bradley attacking to the left so that he's on the outside of Manny's overhand left when he finishes his assault.
Left hand lands down the middle for Pacquiao.
No, Pacquiao hasn't scored a lot of knockouts in recent years. He can bang with both hands from angles that he shouldn't be able to generate power from.
Yeah, he's one of those super athletic guys, a guy who's blessed with a lot of athleticism, and you know, you can't ask for a better guy at throwing punches from all angles than a Manny Pacquiao.
Well, this might be what we call a feeling out round in round number 1. Neither fighter landing anything really significant.
Thought it was a good round for Bradley. It seems to me he did what he wanted.
Vianisa Pacquiao, mother of, making herself very visible in the front row, as is normally the case.
You got him? All right. Very good. All right. You see, he's moving in one direction, okay?
Isa rin hindi natuyukan. Isa rin hindi natuyukan, dirira. Pag-jab na nini mo, ayaw inawag ng wala ha. Pag-straight, ibalik mo depensan to.
Little more combination, okay? All right? Yes, hands, okay? Please.
Kalma na kayo, relax na kayo.
Relax. Very interesting, Max, that you say you thought Bradley did what he wanted to do in round 1. CompuBox saw Pacquiao throwing 33, landing 6. Bradley landing 4 out of 19. Not really much to choose there, other than that Pacquiao was a little more active.
In the old days, that would have been called an even round, because I really didn't see anyone land anything real. But judges are loath to score even rounds nowadays, and so you start to look for tiebreakers. It seems to me that Bradley was the guy employing his game plan, and it was in fact Pacquiao who was scratching and sniffing, as you described earlier.
Well, I thought it was a good round for both fighters because that's how a really good first round is supposed to go between two real well-schooled fighters. Neither guy's supposed to give up any big shots. Neither guy's supposed to get caught with any big shots. Right away, Tim Bradley has landed a good left hook high on the head of Pacquiao in the second round. So,
and to button the discussion of round 1 for what it's worth, our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman, scored the round for Pacquiao.
Hands free. I got you.
They touch gloves. Pacquiao trying to drill that left hand down the middle. And again.
Pacquiao is just so quick.
So quick with his attack. But you see, Tim Bradley's doing a good job of countering and keeping that distance. He didn't just go crazy and get all low and be out of position when after Pacquiao threw that left hand like we've seen him do in the past 2 fights.
We talk about how quick Pacquiao looks on the attack. My thought is he's happy not to be in the ring with Floyd Mayweather.
Stop. Yeah, watch it. Here we go.
Body shot by Bradley, reaching with the right hand. Now Pacquiao tries to come back to the body with his right hand. Can't get it there. Bradley with a little right hand of his own.
And you see how Bradley used his legs right there to get him out of trouble, out of harm's way. That's the new kind of stuff that Teddy Atlas brings to the table. Use your feet for defense, not so much your hands and your torso.
Pacquiao again trying to go to the body with the left. Bradley is occupying Pacquiao with his jab. Hasn't really landed one cleanly, but is making Pacquiao think.
And when a guy as powerful as Pacquiao is, that's what you have to do.
You know, in recent fights, obviously Floyd Mayweather, and now here against Bradley, the idea seems to be stop Pacquiao's offense. You know, neutralize his offense, and then you peck and poke and try to win rounds. In the old days, and maybe it has to do with the quality of the opponent, you couldn't neutralize Pacquiao's offense. His attack was relentless, and maybe a little less so now.
Crowd ooh and ah as Pacquiao landed another left hand. Pacquiao again, the aggressor there, and that exchange. Very quick tonight with the right and the left of Manny Pacquiao.
I thought that was a good round for Pacquiao.
I did too.
Very much agreed.
You let up your concentration at the end. You let it up at the end, and you let him see your movement. Don't let him get you lost in space where you're just trying to make movements. Okay. Get off to the side. Don't give him a chance to shoot fish in a barrel where he can shoot at you. Okay. You know what I mean? Get off to the side. Don't give him all that movement in front. Okay. Make him give you things. Make him give you things. Use the jab, step out, he'll reach in, and then take what he gives you. You went back and...
Here you see the guys come together. Neither guy threw a punch, but their arms, their hands are doing a great job of keeping them from butting heads. Then bang, Tim lands a little right hand, slap to the face just to let Pacquiao know he can hit him. Then Pacquiao comes back and counters Tim's jab with a straight left hand. Beautiful straight left hand down the middle.
Power punches in round two. CompuBox contradicting us by 1 punch. They saw Bradley landing 6 out of 11. Pacquiao 5 out of 13. We felt it was a pretty good round for Manny Pacquiao. Harold Letterman once again scored the round for Pacquiao. So at least on Harold's unofficial card, Manny Pacquiao is off to a 2-round edge. And there he is once again, Pacquiao blocking Bradley's jab with his gloves, which he's been doing throughout the first 2.5 rounds.
Well, see, the thing about Pacquiao is a lot of the things that Tim has learned, Pacquiao already was doing them. So you see when Tim comes at Pacquiao, Pacquiao uses his legs too to get him out of harm's way. And he just landed a beautiful straight left hand.
And Bradley's quick and athletic, but Pacquiao is a phenomenon. He's a different level of quick and athletic.
And he's a different level of assertive tonight than he was in his last appearance here against Floyd Mayweather.
Well, Floyd said Pacquiao was a very difficult fight. Don't think it was easy because he made it look easy. Pacquiao's really good and would beat most anyone else.
And there was a return left hook from Tim Bradley that landed after Pacquiao threw a right hand down the pipe.
And you see Tim throwing the proper punches tonight. Just now.
Hard right hand by Bradley.
Yes, he thought Pacquiao was coming. He stopped him through a mean check hook just in case Pacquiao came. Pacquiao was smart enough not to go though.
Bradley getting just a little bit more aggressive as round 3 progresses. Blocking Pacquiao's right, flicking that left out there, not landing it, making Pacquiao think about his jab. There's a little left hand inside by Pacquiao, and Bradley landed one in return.
He landed a good right to the body right there.
Yep, so far a sharper Bradley, but still unclear whether that's enough against Pacquiao.
They trade jabs.
Good hook by Pacquiao.
Quick check hook.
Yes, it was.
Bradley attempting a right hand lead. Glove has to travel a long distance to land.
Here's where Tim Bradley has to keep his focus and not get over anxious and try to land something, because sometimes there will be times in the fight that you won't be able to put a glove on Pacquiao. That's just how good Pacquiao is. But this is where we see that focus that Teddy has taught him. Can he keep that focus and maintain it through these hard times?
There were moments in both the first and second fights when we were watching a fight. So far, this is a tactical boxing match. Come to the end of round number 3. And there's Chinky Pacquiao. Herself now a political figure in the Philippines by simple virtue of her marriage to Manny. Freddie Roach.
You hit him with that hook, you put that left hand, that left hand behind it.
Nuntok ka lang, suntok. Tapos, ay huwag ka kumpensa. Kasi kamuti mo. Wala.
There was no contact, Jim, but watch what Pacquiao does with that right shoulder. You know he had surgery on it, no contact, but then he moves it right there as though something may have happened. And I'm not sure if that means he tweaked it again or what.
That's a telltale movement suggesting that he's not exactly satisfied with the way the right shoulder feels at this moment.
Manny Pacquiao told us yesterday that against Floyd Mayweather, after that busy 4th round, it felt like his shoulder was just gone. He had to back up and do that same motion to check if his arm was still attached.
There are 4 scars forming a sort of a square on the top of Pacquiao's right shoulder from where arthroscopic incisions were made in the surgery to repair his rotator cuff. And our interpreter, Ernie Kalua, in Pacquiao's corner tells us that there was no discussion of Pacquiao's right shoulder between rounds. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim, I got it 2 rounds to 1, 29-28, Manny Pacquiao. And I'll tell you why. You know, Jim, this fight, I scored a rounds for the guy that's coming forward, that's controlling the fight. Manny Pacquiao's been backing him up from the opening bell. And, you know, he just backs him up and he lands good shots and he's got leverage. On the other hand, Timothy Bradley landed some nice shots in round 3, and Manny somehow or another stopped punching. But look at the way Manny, walks him down, backs him up, and gets a good shot. See, backs him up, gets in a good left hand. See that? Again, backs him up, lands a good left hand. 2-1, Manny Pacquiao.
We're seeing a lot more left hands from Pacquiao without the hook now, though. So, I mean, we still want to see if that right hook comes or not, because if it doesn't, that could mean that there are problems.
Well, the right hook is the punch that Freddie Roach taught Pacquiao in the middle of his career. It was the punch that took him from being a very dangerous, good fighter to a truly great fighter. It was the punch that enabled him to ultimately knock out Eric Morales twice after Morales had controlled him with a jab and beaten him in the first of their 3 fights because Pacquiao didn't have the right hand counter to go against that jab. Once he developed that punch, he went to another level. If he's lost it, he's back to being the left hand searching Manny Pacquiao. Still dangerous, but not the same complete fighter.
And I haven't seen him legitimately throw a right hook since he moved that arm back yet.
If Teddy and Tim Bradley see that, then it makes their job much easier. Just take away the straight left hand, and there's less to worry about. Of course, the best laid plans of mice and men. I mean, Pacquiao, you can have a plan, and he can just get the punch home before you can enact the plan.
And there was a small hook just a moment ago, but I don't know if it had any authority on it.
Well, I think it's coming back moment by moment, though.
There's a hook.
Helping to set up the left hand, and Pacquiao is having a good round here against Tim Bradley. Manny Pacquiao starts to pop his gloves together in front of himself. He's feeling good. He feels like he's ready to rumble, and that's going on. It's like watching Oscar De La Hoya bounce on his feet. You always knew the rally was coming. Hard right hand by Bradley. Pacquiao wanted to get back at him and almost punched beyond the bell. And there's Monica Bradley, Tim Bradley's wife and manager, who obviously has something urgent to look at other than watching the action in the ring at the end of that round.
It gives opportunities to get off on the outside. Start a little farther out. You wait until he gets too close. Start your shots a little farther out. When he's making that head move, give me the water. When he's making that head movement from too far away, I want you to pot shot him. You pot shot him when he's making that head movement. Don't wait until he gets a little closer. The moment is when he's out there making that premature movement. Get off those shots and then get around him. Do not let him catch you on the way out. Go around them. Go out the side door.
Here we see Pacquiao come forward, throwing a left to the body, followed by that right hook to the head. So the right hook still is operable, although we thought it may have not been. He shows us right there that it is very much operable.
Through round 4, Bradley is averaging 8 out of 25 punches per round. In the first 2 fights versus Pacquiao, he was 13 for 61 per round. So Bradley is slowing his pace here as compared to what's happened before. But by the way, so is Manny Pacquiao. He's landed a total of 34 punches by CompuBox count to this point.
And Bradley throwing more meaningful punches in this fight than he ever threw in the first 2 fights, Jim. He's throwing punches now with bad intent, and those punches are to let Pacquiao know that I'm ready. If you come in here, I have a defense mechanism.
So you're saying that the difference between the 25 punches per round that Bradley might be throwing here and the 61 per round he was throwing then was a lot of wasted punches?
A lot of wasted punches and not quality punches like he's using tonight. Tonight he's using quality punches.
Well, that could be the imprint of Teddy Atlas, of course.
Of course it is. Good left hand by Pacquiao.
Great left hand down the pipe by Manny Pacquiao. He looks very fluid and accurate tonight.
Pacquiao's throwing that hook, but it's when Tim ducks down a little bit and Manny doesn't really have to raise up that right shoulder. Bradley having a much better round here.
Yeah, he is. A good shot by Bradley. And that's what I mean by more quality. Those are knockout punches right there.
There's another hard left hand by Pacquiao. And they're beginning to trade here in round number 5 as the fight goes to a different level of action.
Teddy wanted more activity from Bradley at a distance, and that's what he's getting so far this round. Pacquiao kind of gesturing with the shoulder again there, as though it's bothering him.
You know, and I hate to say it, but once, good left uppercut by Bradley.
After a left hand over the top by Pacquiao.
Once I fought a guy and I beat his shoulder. And that may not have been a bad strategy for Bradley to employ tonight.
Now the crowd begins to chant Manny, Manny. Takes a hard shot from Bradley and fires back with one of his own.
Danger there for Bradley, though he got the better of it that time. You get caught in an exchange with a puncher like Pacquiao, that's bad for you.
Yes, it is.
Pacquiao got the better of that exchange. Total punches landed in the round. CompuBox sees Pacquiao nearly doubling Bradley. And now they're trading fluidly. And Pacquiao looks very comfortable firing away in these tight spots against Tim Bradley.
Good, tough round.
Pacquiao got the better of it in the last minute and will probably be seen as the winner of the round.
Are you kidding me? The first 2 minutes is all you. Beautiful. Beautiful, the first 2 minutes. The first 2 minutes, beautiful. Beautiful. Then you let him get too close. Give me the water. And then you let him get too close. Come on, let me see that concentration. Pick it up. Pick it up. I don't want to see you being discouraged. The most important element you have is your professionalism. Then nothing bothers you. Now pull it together. Talk to me. Good. Listen, you were great. You were great that first 2 minutes. You push him a little bit, then you...
He see Bradley throw a 1-2 followed by a left uppercut instead of a hook. And the left uppercut caught Pacquiao right on the earlobe. Probably the cleanest hook he's landed. Pacquiao throws a left, misses slightly about on the neck, but then he falls with the overhand left over the top that seems to stagger him a little bit.
That punch landed blind.
Yes, it did.
Because you're not supposed to be able to land a punch from that angle with your foot off the ground.
But that's Manny Pacquiao.
Not a normal fighter. He's like a superhuman fighter.
And Max, at the end of that round, I think we saw Tim lose focus a little bit because he badly telegraphed the move that he was trying to make, and that's what he's not supposed to do in this particular fight.
So Teddy Atlas's intensity is rising from round to round. And we've seen Tim Bradley respond positively to it in their one previous fight together.
Good hook by Bradley.
Pacquiao just seems to be happy to be in the ring with someone who will trade with him.
Yes, he is, Jimmy.
And let him fight.
He's very happy to be in here with a guy that he can trade punches with. He's a real guy that loves to trade. There's that hook again. I just think this is the type of a fight that Pacquiao loves.
And let's go to Max Kellerman with Freddie Roach in Manny Pacquiao's corner.
Freddie, Manny seems to be gesturing with his right shoulder as he did against Floyd in the 4th round. Has he mentioned anything in the corner?
No, I don't think there's any problem with it right now. He's just having more success with his left hand right now, but no complaints whatsoever.
How's the fight going so far?
It started off a little bit slow, but now he's getting into the fight and he started laying combinations and he's backing him up, and that's what I want to see, and that's what I like.
Is Bradley showing you anything you hadn't anticipated?
Bradley, always a very tough guy. So I know that going into it, nothing new, no.
Thanks, Freddie.
And there you saw Manny counter with 3 and 4 punch combinations in the counter. So those are the type of things that won him the first two fights, in my opinion.
And in the opinion of virtually every ring expert alive, Pacquiao landed a little right hook inside there against Bradley. Max, while you were gone, I mentioned that Pacquiao looks very happy to be in the ring with someone who will trade with him. We agreed that it's a much more telegenic fight than the last one in which he appeared.
Well, Manny, at his very best, made fighters trade with him whether they wanted to or not. And it's that intensity, that little edge off the intensity, that has seemed to diminish his effectiveness, although a diminished Pacquiao is still better than almost everyone else.
Bradley likes to trade. That's one of the reasons we've seen the kind of action we want to see. What must Bradley do, in your view, Max, to turn things more in his favor?
You hear it in the corner. He needs to maintain his intensity, not kind of admire his work, but even then, the best version of Bradley simply may not be able to beat Manny Pacquiao.
Pick it up now, listen. We get tested as people, as human beings, as champions. You're being tested now. Yeah. Now start to get yourself together the way you need to. And you're giving him spots that he can win. You're giving him those spots. Take those spots away. Take those spots away. Don't reach in. You reach in, he counters you with that right hook. Knock on the front door, come in the side door. Take that right hook away from him. What is this? Swallow this. Use that jab more going off to the side. Don't push him unless he's going back at the right spot. Then pull him in.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. Get those shots off when he's making that head movement too far away. Get those shots off when he's making those head movements. And don't give him those spots. Listen, go around him. Go around.
Clear instructions from Teddy Atlas, other than the one that I didn't quite understand. Knock on the front door, come in the side door.
Well, what that means is touch him in front like you're coming down the middle and come around with the hook of the overhand left to come around the side. So when you touch the front door, you make him put his hands in front to stop that, and you come around the side of the gloves, and hopefully he won't be expecting that because he thinks you're at the front door.
Harold, how do you have it halfway through?
You know, Jim, I got to tell you, I think Timothy Bradley is giving up too many rounds, period. I got it 5 rounds to 1, 59-55, Manny Pacquiao. You know, Jim, he backs him up constantly, and when he backs him up, he gets off good shots, and Bradley covers up. Look, he backed him up and wrapped him with a good left hand, and that's been the story of the fight. Manny Pacquiao taking it to him, backing him up. When Tim covers up, he hits him. Did it again. Pacquiao keeps coming forward. Bradley keeps backing up. You can't back up on Manny Pacquiao. You got to take it to him and punch him. And Bradley's not doing it. 5-1, Manny Pacquiao.
There have been a couple of right hooks in this round, which may have dispelled any notion on our part that the right hook can't be authoritative. He's landed it well the last couple of rounds. Bradley is still looking for a way to get in the side door.
Now, Teddy wants a spotless fight from Bradley. Take away the spots. Those moments when Pacquiao and the distances where Pacquiao has success, but a lot easier said than done. Pacquiao is so quick, as I've been mentioning, so unorthodox in his attack, and is able to generate real power in positions he shouldn't be able to.
I see a rebirth in Manny Pacquiao. He looks fast and fluid tonight, not tentative the way he looked against Floyd Mayweather.
No, he's very hungry tonight, and that's what you like to see in him.
he was so calm and happy in his meeting with us yesterday that you almost wondered whether Manny Pacquiao was truly ready to fight. These first 6 rounds seem to have brought an end to that notion too, as Pacquiao has come in and has been the aggressor much of the way.
And because Bradley's not a very big puncher, Pacquiao's able to erase 2 minutes of good work in certain rounds that Bradley's done, because Pacquiao can put hard combinations together so quickly toward the end of a round, he can steal it, and that's happened a couple times so far in this fight.
30 seconds to go in this round, and this is a round in which Bradley is once again in danger of giving it up and losing the round to Pacquiao. He needs something serious to begin happening fast.
He needs a big shot somewhere in this fight to turn around to get the momentum back.
Bradley touches the canvas with his glove, and that's a knockdown. And that's going to create a 2-point round for Manny Pacquiao. It looked almost as though Bradley slipped, but when the glove touched the canvas, Tony Weeks stepped in and offered the count. And the crowd is wildly excited for Pacquiao as he gets a lucky break and has a 2-point round.
Concentrate on what we got to concentrate on. I want you to start using your jab more and going around them. You're waiting for him too much. You got to start getting those. You don't got to reach in, but you got to start getting those shots off before he gets in. Listen, you want strength. You want what you need. I tell you, it's all around you. It's in your past. It's in your future. It's all around you. Grab it. Listen to me. Look at me.
PC Pacquiao coming in with that big left hand. Straight left followed by a right hook that landed right on the chin. He was up in the air, kind of off balance too, but the punch did land on the chin. Whether it was a knockdown.
That's a knockdown.
Yeah, I think it's a knockdown because there was no feet entanglement and it was a punch on the chin.
Pacquiao's mom rising from her seat after the knockdown by Manny, and it was the little right hook inside that did the damage and created the knockdown. One more evidence that the right hook is in fact working tonight.
Speed and power of Pacquiao is the eraser. Can erase all your good work.
Yes, it can, Max.
And so now, if Harold Letterman's scorecard is anything close to what the official cards are, Timothy Bradley has a deficit against which to work down the stretch of this fight. And he's not a big puncher.
I could see the cards a couple rounds closer.
Well, possible, but a couple rounds closer would still be a 4-point deficit.
Bradley is losing
with 5 rounds to go. He needs something dramatic to happen, and it's difficult for him to make something dramatic happen because he's not a particularly large puncher.
Nope, and Pacquiao is so busy, moves his feet so well, moves to the left and to the right while he's attacking. Makes it very difficult for a guy to hit him with a counterpunch.
As was the case in the first 2 fights. Bradley's doing a lot of good things, but Pacquiao is just better so far.
Manny Pacquiao reminding us in flashes here and there why his record establishes he's one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport. Good right hand by Bradley.
Yep,
needs more of that.
He's trying to time Pacquiao in. He thinks he has the distance, but Pacquiao's so quick, he was a little tentative on both those right hands.
That's exactly right, Max. He's trying to time it, kind of like what he saw Marquez do, but it's very difficult when you're in there with Pacquiao because you really can't tell exactly when he's coming for sure and when he's not.
Bradley's landing good, clean, hard shots at times.
But Pacquiao's countering brilliantly at times, too.
There's
a great left hand by Bradley.
Pacquiao
punch of the fight. And another left hook. And he may have hurt Pacquiao for the first time in their 3 fights together. Bradley has Pacquiao in trouble against the ropes.
Let him up.
You better be careful.
Pacquiao told him something just then. He said, "You hurt me," or something to that effect. You got me.
And what Bradley should do is go right back to that punch again.
And Tim Bradley finally has a big moment against Manny Pacquiao.
And the
Now can
crowd-
generate a few more.
And the crowd is chanting Bradley.
Now Pacquiao wants to answer back. And gets in a left hand. But that had to be Bradley's round on the basis of the big moment when he hurt Pacquiao along the ropes.
You can't overstate the importance of that. Bradley showed that he can change the fight.
Kasi bakit? Hahawakan ka na sa baywang. So hindi tayo makakaig kagad. Huwag mo. Huwag. Mahirap kasingitan doon. Tama lang sa gitna yung laban mo. Sa gitna ka lang. Okay?
Don't let him go to the ropes.
Side to side.
Just go side to side. Don't let him go to the ropes.
Right? Catch him coming in, okay?
Here's what happens when you do bad footwork. He didn't move his right foot back first like he should have, and Tim was able to catch up to him with that left hook. Not his right foot, his left foot. He didn't pull back with his left foot and pull out of range. See right here, when Tim attacked, the left foot didn't move. See that? He turned his torso, and that allowed Tim to stay close enough to him to hit him with that left hook.
Is that lazy footwork or distracted footwork?
Well, it's lazy footwork.
Something you might do when you think you're totally in control of the fight.
That's exactly right, and you're not worried anymore.
Jim, you said he needed something dramatic to change the fight. He got it. Is it enough? Can follow up on it, Tim Bradley?
4 rounds to go. Bradley chasing another big moment.
Teddy wanted him to go after him just then, was screaming, get him from the corner, and Bradley went after him.
Teddy wants him to build off of that last round momentum. And you can't do that by waiting on Pacquiao because he's going to catch you sooner or later if you wait on him.
Hard right hand by Bradley. Pacquiao lands a left inside. Bradley's energy level is rising as he tries to rally in the fight.
Yeah, the difference in the last 3/4 of a round, and the last round till now, maybe from the rest of the fight, is in those exchanges, Bradley seems to be getting the better of it and landing the heavier leather.
In the last 2 rounds. Bradley's greatest chance here may come from the fact that Pacquiao still has that champion's instinct to want to answer back every time Bradley does something good. He's creating openings for Bradley by mounting his offense. And now Pacquiao back with the momentum as he backs Bradley up and lands a left hand over the top.
And he may have one of the quickest 1-2s in the business, Jim. An effective 1-2. Like
It's a hard left hand by Pacquiao.
That hurt Bradley.
Yeah, that was a quick time.
Down goes Bradley for the second Pacquiao knockdown.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come in. You good?
Tremendous moment for Manny Pacquiao. He wasn't able to knock Tim Bradley down in either of their first 2 fights, but he's knocked him down twice here. And that time, it was with a thunderous left-hand shot.
That is the danger with getting more offensive with Pacquiao.
That's exactly right.
The quicker fighter with the bigger punch.
And he's not a good counterpuncher. When he's on, he's a great counterpuncher.
Yep.
And now they're chanting Pacquiao, Pacquiao. Spirited round. Good fight.
Good fight.
Concentration. You're getting lazy. In spots there, listen to me. In spots there, you're letting up, give him some of those electrolytes. In spots there, you're just letting up that concentration. You're getting lazy. You're reaching in a little bit. You're letting him get too close. Look, listen to me. Listen to me. Look at me. Look at me.
Tim came in, kept his head in the same place as the attack, didn't move out, let no pocket zone, and bam, got counted with the left. That hurt him. And then here comes Pacquiao. We know Pacquiao is one of the best finishers in the business. Followed the shot with a looping left uppercut and set him down. Tim highly off balance when he came with this looping shot. He was off balance right there, and Pacquiao just threw the shot because he knew Tim was off balance.
Pacquiao missed badly with the left hand and was able to get the hand back in gear and fired the second punch so fluidly to knock Bradley down. Tremendous athletic move by Manny Pacquiao.
Left hook. The 6-inch left hook that knocked him down.
Yep.
And you see a lot of discouragement on Tim Bradley's face now.
And as we come to the 10th round, the action in the last round makes the scorecard probably considerably more forbidding for Tim Bradley. Harold, how do you have it?
Okay, so I got it 7 rounds to 2, 88-81, Manny Pacquiao. You got to give him an extra point around 7 and 9 for the 2 knockdowns. You know, knockdown in each round. Those are 2 10-8 rounds, which is what's building Manny Pacquiao's score way up, you know. He's got a heck of a lead on a scorecard. I mean, he's the way I figure it, he's got at least a 7-point lead. Be as it may, Manny Pacquiao still backing him up, still controlling the fight. Judges love aggressive, effective aggressors. Guys that move forward, that control the fight, and that's what Manny does the entire fight. Goes forward, lands hard shots. 6 rounds to 2, 7 rounds to 2, Pacquiao.
Good body shot by Pacquiao.
So the evidence shows Manny Pacquiao must have taken the rubber match talk seriously. He has committed to this fight. He has put in the work, despite all the distractions in his life. Senate campaign, shoulder surgery, loss to Mayweather, considerable criticism for his public statements. The focus was still there to give him the chance to come in here and knock Tim Bradley to the canvas twice, en route to what is now a likely victory in the 3rd fight between the 2 of them. Amazing.
He's very focused, very poised, and I think he took it to heart that Tim had Teddy Atlas, because he knows that Teddy Atlas is going to make Tim go to another level. Therefore, he took himself to another level.
14,665 spectators in the arena for what Manny Pacquiao said would be his last fight. But when you fight this well, how could it be the last fight?
No way.
Everybody here is going to want to see him again.
Well, Freddie Roach on our Under the Lights show says after this fight, which he anticipated would be a win, of course, he'd like to see Manny fight Canelo and then Floyd again.
Oh my gosh. Straight left hand for Pacquiao. Straight left hand for Pacquiao.
Now, I don't know how much better Tim can be fighting. It's just, it's not enough.
This has been very good, Tim Bradley. It's been great, Manny Pacquiao.
6 minutes of your best boxing. Can you do that for me? I don't care about what happened before. Give me 6 minutes. Look at me. Look me in the eye. I'm still proud of you. Give me 6 minutes of your best. Fake that aggression with the right hand coming off the side. Don't give him an easy mark where you're walking in. You understand? And you're moving your feet a little too much in front of him where he can time you with that right hook. Be set, but don't just move. Control range. All right? You hear me? He's making that head movement from too far away. Now we got to start to pot shot him more. He's making that head movement. Get off these shots, but get off fast and get out fast. You understand? Look at this.
And while Teddy Atlas is asking for 6 minutes of Tim Bradley's best, Monica Bradley has decided it's 6 minutes she doesn't want to see.
There was a great light heavyweight once upon a time named Harold Johnson who couldn't win the championship because Archie Moore was in the division at the time. And as good as Harold Johnson was, that's how great Archie Moore was. And he couldn't get past Archie Moore. And it looks like Manny Pacquiao is Tim Bradley's Archie Moore.
Tim Bradley very much wanted to become the #1 welterweight in the world tonight. And he came in fired up, ready to produce a great performance. Manny Pacquiao has answered that in every way imaginable.
Yes, he did, Jim. He upped his game. He showed people why he is who he is.
Well, let's see if he can give Teddy Atlas, if Bradley can give Teddy Atlas 6 minutes of his best. even while he's a little bit crestfallen.
You could see why Teddy's proud of Tim Bradley. He's, much better he can box.
Kept his composure. Only lost focus maybe 1 or 2 times.
What Floyd says when he means that he made it look easy. He's one of the greatest fighters ever. It wasn't easy.
Never is easy against a guy like Manny Pacquiao, because you never can tell what he's gonna do.
Because Pacquiao too is one of the greatest fighters ever.
Yep, without a doubt.
Monica Bradley, recognizing that the camera was following her out of the arena, made a decision to turn around and come back. So she's back in her seat. Imagine the satisfaction with which Floyd Mayweather watches this tonight and says to himself and others around him, I beat that guy. I dominated that guy. That's how good I am. It's quite a statement.
It is. Even at this stage in Pacquiao's career.
Good right hand for Bradley. Good left hand for Pacquiao. Right hand for Bradley in return. Pacquiao to this point in the fight by CompuBox count throwing 123 more punches than Timothy Bradley.
Sharp 1-2s from Bradley.
Good round like Teddy asked for.
Yep. I think that's good advice in the corner. Bradley's not a puncher. Just box your game plan. If something unexpectedly good happens, you follow up. But in the meantime, you put 2 rounds in the bank and see what happens.
Yep.
Probably the last thing Bradley expected was that he would come here tonight and suffer 2 knockdowns at the hands of Manny Pacquiao.
On the table. Do they? All right, sit down. Now listen to me. Stay below and go high with the right hand. Set him up. We got to set him up with something. We need a trick. All right? Stay high. Go low and come high with the right hand. Or sometimes you bring him in, flip to your left like you're going to throw something on the left and throw the right hand. I need jabs and right hands.
Last round.
I need you to go after it, but smart. Off the side, not straight at him. Off the side. Use that jab and get around him to the left, away from his left hand. Don't be thrown away Gikani with the left hand. Do not be thrown away Gikani, but be aggressive off the side. Off the side. And I need to see right hands. All right, punch out in the right position with right hands. Off the chest.
Dianisa Pacquiao in her own reverie at ringside.
Now Teddy wants Tim Bradley to try to set Pacquiao up for a knockout right hand. I guess he saw enough in that 11th, Roy, that made him think he's kind of settled things down in there, and maybe in the last round, it's his only shot anyway.
Yeah, that's the only thing he can do. Max says his only chance is to knock him out. He knows that at this point. With 2 knockdowns, that puts you way behind on the scorecard, so the only chance you have is to try to set him up and knock him out.
And he asked Bradley to go down with the right hand and then come up, right?
Yeah, go down with the right hand to hopefully make him reach down, then come up top with it.
Good. Okay.
And
Okay. Good. Okay.
Manny Pacquiao says that Bradley hit him low.
That was a good right hand by Bradley.
From here, regardless of the result of the fight, Manny Pacquiao will fly back to the Philippines, where for the next month he will campaign for a Senate seat. He acknowledged to us that campaigning in the Philippines, like in the United States, is physically strenuous, is mentally exhausting, is mind-numbingly difficult, and he expects to win. Bradley still looking to land the big right hand and knock Pacquiao out, as Teddy Atlas asked him to do.
I got you.
That was a good hook by Bradley. Don't think it bothered
15
Pacquiao.
seconds to go.
Pacquiao feels that the fight is salted away correctly, of course, and is turned into a bit of a boxer. Now he looks like he wants to get aggressive.
Stop. No.
Under a minute.
No, get off from them.
Well, it's a far cry from what happened against Floyd Mayweather 11 months ago. This has been a spirited performance all the way for Pacquiao, and he built it from round to round. First few rounds were tentative, feeling each other out, and then Pacquiao began to throw thunderous counters and land his straight left hand and his right hook. And eventually he got what seemed to be a fortunate knockdown of Bradley. And a couple rounds after that, he got the real one. And the real one probably ended the competitive issue. And brought to Manny Pacquiao one of the glorious wins of his career.
Bradley gunned for the knockout in those last 30 seconds, Jim, and as a result, almost got one himself. Pacquiao turned the tables, but that's what happens when you take those kind of risks.
Here are the two big moments in the fight. First, round 7, Roy Jones, little right hook inside.
Yeah, little right hook inside caught Tim Bradley high and off balance. Something we didn't see a lot of him doing tonight, but Pacquiao did catch it when it happened.
And then in the 9th, real thunder.
Once again, off balance, caught by a little short left hand, but he was hurt by a big left hand right before that, though.
Jinky Pacquiao at ringside, celebrating like in the old days. And a giant smile on the face of Bob Arum. And a prayer for the victor at ringside. And a crowd acknowledging the great man once again.
And he deserves it, Jim.
Greatness restored for Manny Pacquiao. Lupe Contreras is standing by with the scores.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing a total of 36 rounds between these two legendary fighters, once again we go to the scorecard to determine a winner. All three judges turned in identical scorecards of 116 to 110. For the winner, by way of unanimous decision, and now the WBO International Welterweight Champion from the Philippines,
Those knockdowns.
Harold Letterman's final unofficial scorecard was 117-109, just a point different from the 116-110 rendered by all three official judges. Here are the final CompuBox numbers. Pacquiao landing 23 more, throwing 137 more, landing at a lower connect percentage than Timothy Bradley, but controlling the flow of the fight offensively. Power shots. Pacquiao landing 5 more, throwing 17% more, or throwing 17 fewer, I should say, and landing at a 46% connect percentage on his power shots. That's so good that it almost always is going to win you the fight, even against a guy who lands 40%. Max Kellerman stands by with Manny Pacquiao.
Congratulations, Manny, in a dominating win against a tough and determined, very good fighter. how did this fight to you stack up against the first two against Tim Bradley?
This fight is different than the last two fights that we have because I'm aggressive this time and then careful. At the same time, careful, not too careless.
After the Mayweather fight almost a year ago, where there wasn't a lot of action, do you feel that this is more like the kind of Manny Pacquiao product that people expect?
I believe so. And I hope that I gave them a good fight and I entertained them.
You scored 2 knockdowns in this fight. How are you able to do that against a guy that you hadn't been able to hurt like that in the first 2 fights?
Well, every round I'm looking for a knockout, but you know, Bradley is a very good boxer and top boxer, so he deserves it.
Did your right shoulder bother you at any point in this fight? It looked to us like you were shaking it out.
No, actually, I'm waiting for the counter of hook, but he knows that I'm going to counter hook, so that's why he's doing a counter punch also.
Manny, ringside we were talking about how good a fight Tim was fighting, and yet it still didn't matter. You were able to overwhelm him at times, and we were wondering, how can a guy who's still able to do that against an opponent as good as this walk away from the sport when it seems like you still like to fight?
Well, I have a commitment in my family that this is I'm going to retire after this, and then you know we don't know. If you ask me about you know if I'm coming back, but you know maybe I enjoy by being retired man and then serve the people, help the people.
Talking to Freddie about a month ago, he mentioned he'd like to see you fight Canelo Alvarez and then Floyd Mayweather in the future. When you hear stuff like that, what do you think?
That's what I love, the fans. Every time I hear that.
Manny, if this is it, is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
Thank you to all the fans in boxing, especially to the Filipino people. I'm really appreciate all your help and support this in boxing industry, and to all the boxers, is not only me but all the boxers, all the fighters. Thank you, boxing fans.
Forgive me if we're a little bit skeptical that this is in fact it, but if it is, it's been incredible watching one of the greatest fighters who's ever lived through the years. Thanks, Manny.
You know, Bradley is a good boxer. He's a best fighter also, and he's a champion. He's a man, so you know. I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy tonight.
Thanks, Manny.
The best, Manny. Thank you.
Thank you. Bro,
hey,
can
ready?
I invite you to
tomorrow? I think I'll leave.
What time?
I think I'll leave in the morning time.
Oh, I thought
but yeah.
I'm leaving in the afternoon, so, but I have
what time?
11 o'clock.
What room?
You guys having breakfast tomorrow? Were you making plans?
Huh?
In Mandalay.
Okay, at the Mandalay?
Yeah.
What time?
11 o'clock.
11? Okay. All right.
Tell us the restaurant we can all show up, guys.
Maybe you'll come over with me to the Philippines right before the election.
Excuse me, guys. Tim, let me ask you about the fight. You guys apparently will have time to talk tomorrow morning. You seem so prepared, and you fought such a good fight, and yet there was Manny Pacquiao having you on the deck twice. What happened?
I don't even remember, man. I really don't, man. I really don't remember.
I hate to say it, but we got the replay if you want to be reminded.
All right, let me check out the replay.
Hate to be that guy, Tim, but here it is.
All right. Oh, no, that wasn't really a knockdown. He kind of pulled me down with his glove.
That first one was more of a balance shot.
Yeah, it was more. I was off balance on that one.
But the second one seemed to be...
Let me see the second one. All right.
Ooh, wee.
Yeah, he caught me good on that one.
It seemed that even when you do everything right with Manny Pacquiao, or most things right, no one's perfect, he has this kind of ability to make it come out wrong for you. Can you explain what you experienced at all?
Nah, he's just very quick, very explosive. You know, it's hard to really judge him. You know, he has quick reflexes, and he has experience, man. So he used his experience against me, his ability, and he won the fight tonight. Congratulations to Manny Pacquiao. Good job.
You've had a long, tough career. You've had some very tough fights. You've told me after the Provodnikov fight, you were slurring your speech for a month. You have a beautiful family. You've made a lot of money. And yet tonight, you probably would have beaten most fighters in the world. Just not Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. What does this mean for you going forward?
Well, you know, I just got to go back to the drawing board and, you know, go talk to my wife and my family and see what's next for me, man. I don't know. If I might continue to fight, I'm not sure, you know. It just all depends. I'm going to take a little break, go back, regroup, and see if I can come back. I still can fight, Max. I still can fight.
We can see that.
I'm in there with a special man, Manny Pacquiao. Good job. Congratulations to the team.
Thanks, Tim, for another excellent fight.